Yeah. One second. Okay. So my demo class I have discussed now. Same thing I will repeat and then we'll proceed further. Okay. This is SAP MM, okay, material management. This is a business software package. Okay. For any business you are using, for any company is using, either it is a manufacturing or it's a service-based company, so they are using SAP MM. Okay. It's a business software package because all modules are connected here. For the company, whatever required, like finance, SD, HR, production, any warehouse management, all modules are interconnected through this SAP. SAP means System Application Processing Data Processing. Okay, this is actually it is in German. Okay, once SAP is introduced by German people only, right? So that is German. If you convert into English, it will come like the System Application Processing Data Processing. Okay, language used is ABAP. Like in computer, we will use C language, right? Here, ABAP language will be used. Okay. Initially, it was introduced in 1972. At that time, it was R by 1 system. Okay. And then 1979, they have introduced SAP R by 2. Okay. Now they are using SAP R by 3. Okay. So what is this? So you can start from here. R by 2 means two-tier architecture. Because in system, in SAP, whatever data we are using, it is saving in two layers. One is presentation, and then one is database layer in here. Okay. So to understand this, so you have to understand this one, right? So any system you take, we have three layers here: presentation layer, application layer, database layer. Okay. So whatever interface we are seeing here, this screen, this is a presentation layer. Backend, some data is running, right? That is application layer. Okay. Or whatever we are saving the data, so it will save in hard drive. That is a database layer. Same thing work in SAP also. Okay. Once they have invented this R by 2, two architecture means only they have no presentation layer and database layer at this time, initially, 1979. And then in 1992, all the three layers are separated. Okay, presentation layer, application layer, database layer, like that they have divided everything bar by three, so that all people can work at different locations. They can work different layer people, right? In presentation layer, usually end users will work. End users means people who are working in operations, right? Either you take manufacturing company, service-based company, any company, they are interacting with vendors, day-to-day activities of a company they are handling, right? That is end user work. That is a presentation layer. There they will work. Application layer, database layer, who will work here? Here consultants will work. SAP MM consultant, particular module consultants will work here. If these people have any query, any doubts, any queries, they will raise a ticket to consultant. Consultant will go to here application layer and he will solve. Okay. How to enter into presentation layer, how to enter into application layer. We have different clients here. Clients means it's a, I will show you. Whenever we are entering into SAP system, right? This is a client. It's the highest part. You can tell it's a mother company. Okay. So when we are end users are entering, they will enter, for example, 800, they will enter and they will enter user ID and password, they will enter into the system. All production, they are live people, they are working using one ID. If we want to enter, we means SAP consultants. We want to enter means we will enter into different 400. Let's say 400 we will enter. We will enter into. We will enter user ID password. We will enter into the system where we will work. Right? Like this, the layers are divided. That's what here presentation layer, application layer, database. Different layers. Different people will work. So what is this R by 3 means? So all these three layers are divided, not necessarily in one system. In R by 1, all these three layers will be in one system. R by 2, presentation, R by 2 means presentation application layer in one system, database they have separated. So now in R by 3 means all three layers are separated. Hence here, presentation, application, database. So what is the advantage of this? So let's say our company, so our client company is in US. We are sitting here and we can give the support to our company. Okay, because we are entering in different server. These people are working in different server end users. Right? If these people have any problem, they will raise a ticket. It will come to us. We will solve here in application layer. We will enter into another client and we will solve here. Like this, you can understand broadly. Okay, I will take a pause here. If you have any doubts, let me know. Any doubts, guys?
No, Akshay.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No.
I'll jump to the next topic. So we have no different versions of SAP. Several R by 3, 1992 they have invented, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 like this it came. In 2000 they have named it ECC, Enterprise Central Component. In this ECC, different enhancement packages came. Okay, enhancement 5, 6. Okay, and now presently what is running means ECC 6.0 enhancement 8 up to 8 came now. Okay, once it's 8, then it stopped. Okay, next thing is SAP S4 HANA. Okay, so what is this ECC? You know, this one is SAP ECC, right? So what is the main difference between ECC and S4 HANA is in ECC, okay, see here database system is using, right? Here this whatever full company's data is saving in this database layer. Okay, that's it. This in the companies they will take this database layer, they will give it to third-party systems, like third-party companies they will give Linux and all. Many companies are there. They are maintaining the data for all the company. Okay, in S4HANA has inbuilt. They have their own database system. Okay, in S4HANA again two things are there. One is on-premises S4HANA. One is public one is S4HANA Cloud Public. Okay, so two things are there. On-premise means hardware based. Our data is saved in column and memory disk will be there. There it will save everything data. And another one is everything is cloud based. Okay, that is main difference. Other thing is they have simplified everything. So user interface has changed. To explain user interface, I will go to Excel. 1 second. One second. Yeah. See. ECC. S4HANA. Okay. Main difference between ECC. So we have different interfaces, right? Interface means so how whatever you are seeing, right? Whatever end users are seeing, that is the interface. Let's take here GUI is there. GUI. Okay, ECC. GUI means GUI means graphical user interface. Okay, so like this, we are screening that view screen, right? This is the GUI screen. This is a GUI screen. Okay, this is user interface again. Okay, in here S4HANA, again same GUI is also there, and one more user interface they have changed, that is Fury. Okay, Fury interface they have changed. Here in this one, S4HANA, many apps are there. Okay, so they can use it in mobile. Right? They have simplified it everything. Okay, this is the main difference, and it has its own database itself, so S4HANA. Okay, so we go as class proceeds, we will see what and all important things in Fury. These are everything I will explain. Okay, so as this course is fully about ECC only, but this everything I will tell extra. But the main difference between ECC and S4HANA, I was going to cover classes right here. For example, in Material Master, okay, procure to pay cycle. In Material Master, in materials, okay, in ECC, how it will work. In S4HANA, what is the main difference? That also I will cover, so that you will understand both the system. Okay, like this will work. One more thing is there here, NWRT. Okay, one more interface they have developed. Okay, so we'll see in that one in coming classes. Okay, to proceed further, we have let's say advantage of SAP we have discussed. So we have basically 3 modules in SAP. One is technically functional module, industry module. Technical means developers, basis consultant, business intelligence. These people will work. Those who know coding symbol, those people are working. Functional module means direct operations, right? Module management, production planning, sales, finance and controlling, quality management, HR, warehouse management. Like that, many modules are there. Okay, we'll start this one, material management. Industry specific modules. These three are there. Okay, these people also can implement this everything, but the SAP has given no separate. You can implement this separately. We have two licenses, training license. Okay, another one is real-time server. Right, all companies are using SAP. What I am showing here, this is the IDS system. Okay, SAP best practice also will call. Okay, SAP headquarters is in Germany. This everything I explained. In India, we have three branches: SAP Bangalore, Chhattisgarh, Gurgaon. Advantage of SAP, SAP Business Software Package. It's a ERP product. ERP means right? Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay. One second. Let me show you. I don't have that. Yeah. So enterprise resource planning. Enterprise means a company, right? Resource means company, maybe material, manpower, machine, using all these resources. How planning will be done? That is an ERP. Okay, SAP is one of the ERP product like that. In market, we have many ERPs, right? Like AdWords, Oracle, Barnes, many are there. But in up to maximum 80% in world, SAP is only is using. Okay, because the advantage is it's integrates with all the modules. These all different tools are expert in only few things. It's master in finance, it's a master in procurement, production, sales. These people sort of use for mainly HR, like that. Okay, but SAP is used for everything. That's why all are going and implementing. Only it will give multi-language support, multi-currency support it will give. Okay, only one disadvantage is expensive. All 80% companies are taking SAP. Why? Because it's giving that much profit. Why 20% companies are not taking SAP? They can't afford it. Okay, that's why it's expensive. So we have mainly 4 projects in SAP. Okay, once you become a consultant, so you will be hired to any among these projects: implementation project, support, rollout, upgradation. Okay, simply in simple way I will explain. If you get an implementation project means, okay, you need to go to client place and we need to implement SAP there. Right? Understand this? For example, I will take Nandini Milk. Nandini Milk is a I will go on explaining with this one only from now on or so. Nandini Milk is a company, so that everyone can understand. Okay, so Nandini Milk is a company which is not using SAP. Let's say this company is using Oracle. This company is using Oracle. Okay, so what we are doing? These people will approach SAP. This process will I will tell detailed process in project class. How actually we will start implementation. Okay. So if we get an implementation project means what we will do, we means project team. Let's say we are into Wipro. We hired as a SAP consultant in Wipro. Okay. Here we need to go to this client place and wherever is there. Here we need to go and we need to understand their process. Okay, how many plants these people have, how many businesses these people have. Let's say Nandini has a Nandini milk business, Nandini agri business, like that. Nandini bakery business, like that. These people have 3 different businesses. How many business these people have? Okay, in each business, how many plants these companies having? Okay, from where they will get a milk? Okay, so how many farmers are there? Where they will put all this into cooling towers, and then it will come to Bangalore, and then it will go to it will manufacture it. Once it packet is done, like this process will go, right? These all process we need to understand and we need to implement SAP. Okay, how this process will go actually one step by step we will learn in Power Project class. Okay. This is the implementation project. We need to go there and we need to implement SAP. Support project means, let's say, one more thing. If you get a support project means, let's say ABB. ABB is a company which is already using SAP. Okay, but these people want support, right? So they are now approach Wipro people. So then they will have a contract of 1 year, 2 year, like that. We will have a contract. So in that 1 year, we need to give support to these people. These people are working live. As a manufacturing company, these people are working day-to-day activities. If these people have any problems, any doubts in SAP, any developments they want to in SAP, any errors they are getting in SAP, they will contact us. They will raise a ticket. So we can work by sitting wherever we are. We can sit there and we can work. This is support project. No need to go here and work. Why? Because layers are different, right? Here present 3 layers I explained. So we are working in application layer here, these people are working in presentation layer. Okay, layers are changed, that's why you can give support to at anywhere in the world. This is support project. Usually 80% you will get support project on it. Okay, third one is rollout project. Rollout project means, suppose this Nandini Milk has, Nandini is a company. This Nandini has 3 plants. Bangalore, Pune, let's take 2 plants. Okay, this company has 2 plants. Let's, they have implemented SAP in this plant only. Bangalore plant, they have implemented SAP. Okay, after 1 year, they have introduced one more plant in Pune. They have developed one more plant in Pune. Same thing they want to implement in this plant means, again, that's called rollout project. Same thing we are rolling out in here, this plant. This is also called a rollout project. One more thing, this Nandini has one more business like Nandini Agri. Nandini Agri business they have. Okay, so this is a different company code. Okay, this is one company code, this is another company code. This have another business means they want to implement same thing here again. Means again this is also called as a rollout project. If SAP is implemented here means after 1 year if you want to now implement again here, this is called rollout project. Same thing we are rolling out here. Okay, that is a rollout project. Here implementation will be minimum 1 year it will be there in implementation. Support also now 1 year, 1 year every year they will renewal. Rollout project will be 5 to 6 months maximum. Okay. Third one is upgradation project. Upgradation project means version upgradation. Okay. No ECC 6 to 7, okay, version 5 to 6, ECC 7 to 8, like that. No upgradation. We are doing the upgradation, right? These are the main projects. Under this, again, sub projects will come, like testing projects will come, conversion projects will come, right? In ECC to S4 HANA, we are we are converting the system, conversion projects, migration projects will call. Like that, no different projects will come. We will discuss everything in project class. Okay. So 2 licenses are there. So in implementation of these, everything we need to do, right? Consultant. So to do implementation and all, we need to have license, right? SAP has given license to many companies. See here, Wipro, IBM, Infosys, like that. Many companies are there. They have given license to these peoples. Okay, like anyone cannot go and implement SAP, right? So only licensed company will go and implement, go do the support, do the rollout, right? This is the project license. Another one is SAP has given education license. Okay, like Atos and all, they will charge 3 lakh for same training and they will train people and they will get certification. Okay, that is licensed company. Atos, like that, many other companies are there. These people are teaching SAP how it will work, and then they will do the global certification. And for that same training, they will charge 3 lakhs and all. Right. Okay, now I'll move to enterprise structure. Before that, I will take a pause if you guys have any doubts, or else I will proceed. Any doubts?
No, Akshay, no doubt now.
Okay. Govardhan is asking what is the use of Fury. Fury, we'll discuss in project class and all. I will tell.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Basically, you can understand that is a simplified form of SAP. Okay, everything we are end users there, they can use very simply. They can do everything. How hierarchy will go? For example, so if you hired as MM consultant, Infosys means we have different modules, right? Under all modules, one project manager head will be there. Okay, he is managing the project. Okay, the project manager means if we are getting any project, if we are get an implementation project means project manager is responsible for this one, these all things. So he will hire all consultant, he is responsible for that project. If you get a support project, that again project manager will be there for your support project. Whichever project you are getting, for that we will have one project manager. Okay, under that all consultants will come. So if we see for MM consultant, hierarchy will be like this: senior consultant, okay, you can call on team lead also, and then consultants, junior consultants, 0 to 3 year experience, 3 to 5 consultant, senior consultant, 5 to 8 years. Right. Above 4 years, usually they will treat as a senior consultant only. That's why you need to see, if you want to show experience, you can show below 4 years. Up to 4 and 3.5 to 4 years you can show. Okay. SAP basic business cycle I will explain. Okay. Many people knows this one, but I will still explain in detail. We'll see in coming to topics. Okay, for any company you take, right? For example, manufacturer company or else service-based company. So our requirement will come from customer for any kind if the requirement comes, okay, then it will come to sales department, and then it will come to material management people. Okay, then we will have a production order. If we have our own production plan, means we'll raise the production planning, and then that final product will reach the customer. Okay, if it is a service-based company, we will go to vendor, means we will raise a purchase order to vendor. So we don't have that material, right? We are raising a purchase order to vendor. So before that, we need to select vendor selection will happen. Okay, that is come under outsourcing. So okay, this same SAP MM module in S4HANA, they have treated it as sourcing and procurement. Okay, they have divided it. In sourcing, whatever will come, vendor, how selection of vendor, vendor development, vendor evolution. Okay, many things will come. We will see in our coming topics. So once we finalize the vendor, we will raise the purchase order to vendor, and then vendor will give goods to us, or else he will directly send it to customer. Okay, depend upon our business. With the third party procurement, vendor will directly send it to customer, or else he will send it to us and we will send it to customer. And finance department will pay it to vendor. Okay, this is how it lands P2P cycle. Okay, procure to pay cycle. We are procuring. Okay, now we'll proceed towards organizational structure. I will show it here. Okay, see this Nandini, milk, it has, right? Nandini is our company. It has 2 plants. Okay, so how we are mapping this one in SAP? For example, this Nandini has, okay, Nandini is a company. Okay, Nandini group of companies. Nandini group of companies is my company. Okay, this is company. Okay, this is my company. It has many businesses. Let's say Nandini Milk,
Nandini Textiles,
Nandini Agri, Nandini Bakery. Okay, it has 3 businesses. In SAP, how we can map this one? Let's say 3 business, so we can call it as a company code. Company code. Let's say this is the company code 1, company code 2, company code 3. Why? We all know we can do this everything in one company code only, right? Why we are not doing that one? Because we want to maintain different profit and loss account. For this one, I want different PL and account. This one separately I want to calculate, because see this under this company called Nandini Milk, I have these 2 plants. In this Nandini Milk, I have these 2 plants, P1, plant 1, plant 2. One is there in Bangalore, another one is Pune. Right? Like this, same. This company code has again different plants. This company has Nandini Agri has one plant in Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. These are many plants, right? So to divide the this one, we are dividing it in company code wise. Okay, this is company code, and then plants. Under this plants, we will have a storage location. Okay, whatever we are manufacturing here, we need to store it somewhere, right? That is storage location. And who will manage all these things? One purchase department will be there in the company. That purchase department will manage all these things, procuring the materials, storing this one. Who is responsible for all this? Purchase the organization is responsible. Okay, same thing I am going to explain it over here. Okay, you can see here. Here one more example. Tata Group is a company. It has 2 businesses. Let's say Tata Motors, Tata Enterprises. It has Bangalore in one plant is there. In Hyderabad, one more plant is there. Here 2 storage locations these people have. Here in Hyderabad, 2 storage locations. This is non-SAP system, right? How we are mapping this in SAP? We'll give the client initially. Client means that highest body. This is that here in SAP I showed you, right? This one. Okay, and then under this company will come this Tata Group or Nandini. I told, right, in my example. It has two businesses like company code. This one Tata Motors one and Tata Enterprise another company code. Again, plant Bangalore plant here, Hyderabad plant. Under this, two storage locations. Right? Like this, we will map it into SAP. Okay. And this and all, who will create this client? Who will create this company code in real time? This will be done by finance consultant, FI consultant. No, this is not our work. Client, company code creation, controlling error creation, everything will be taken care by finance consultant. But then what is our work in organization structure? In this organization structure, our work is creation of plant. Okay, purchase organization, storage location. This is our work. Consultant, material management people. Okay. This is SAP GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, it will look like this. Initially, client, username, password. Okay. So this is the initial screen. This is a menu bar. Here we will enter the command. This is a presentation layer where end users are working. Right. This is the application toolbar, standard bar. This everything I will show you. As class proceeds, you will get familiar with this one. There are basically three layers in SAP. Presentation layer, where our user will work here. User means end users are working here. Right. And application layer, here consultant will work. Here we will do all the configurations. Right. Here what and all exactly we will do. We will learn that one. Third one is database layer. This is not our business. Okay. Whatever data you say, saving in company, it will save in somewhere else. Right. Okay, I will open one more screen. Let's learn in detail. Okay, here you can see SAP organization structure or enterprise structure we will call. Okay, company code. Company code means where profit and loss accounts and legal things carried out here. SAP organization elements. What we will do here, material management consultant will create a plant. What is plant? Where the operations like manufacturing, business, etc. takes place. Whatever we are manufacturing, we are storing it in storage location where the material is stored. Third one is purchase organization. Purchase organization means what? The organization or department which is responsible for the procurement activities. Organization or it is responsible for procurement activities. Procurement means purchasing activities. Okay, for that particular plant or for that particular company code. Okay, in this one again tags are there. I will come to them. Okay. Let's take here TCS, Tata Consultant Services. So we want company code. So we have defined a company code. Let's say 1000. Okay, here I stand right here. This one. Nandini is a company. Nandini, no company code one. Nandini Milk is one company code we are defining, right? This one I am giving one code 1000. Here in this example, for TCS Services is a company code. For this one 1000, I have given a code. This may be a alphanumeric also. Okay, 4 letters alphanumeric. In this TCS, we have okay, plant 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In plant 1, we have given the name 1001. Okay, it is description we will enter TCS Mumbai, its head office. In this plant 1, 3 storage locations are there as per my enterprise structure. Right there. Under my plant, storage location is there. Right. And plant 2. It has it is a plant 2. It's there. It is also there in the Mumbai operations. I have given different code that is 1002. Why we are giving different codes? We need to identify it. We need to assign it to everything. Plant 3. This is Bangalore 1003. Different code I have given. Like this, we need to create it in SAP, right? Everything. So this is a SAP system from start onwards. We need to create right everything. That's right. 1003. Plant 4 is the Hyderabad 1004. Like that, I have given a naming 1, 2, 3, 4. Then comes purchase organization. Purchase organization means organization or department which is responsible for the procurement activity. In this one, mainly 3 types are there. One is central purchasing system, decentral purchasing system, another one is reference purchasing system. Central purchasing system means For example, in TCS, I have 4 plants, 1001, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all these 4 plants, only one purchase organization is responsible, which is which will take care of all the procurement activities. Only one purchase organization, that is central purchase organization. See here, TCS purchase organization, I have created 1000 for all the 4 plants. For all the 4 plants, only one purchase organization responsible. That is central purchase organization system. This purchase organization will assign it to my company code. This company code. Then whatever under this, once I assign this purchase organization to this company code, so under this company code, let's say n number of plants will be there. So it will be only this purchase organization responsible for all these things, all the 4 plants. That's why this is called as central purchasing system. Okay, another one is decentral purchasing system. Decentral means you can call it as a plant specific purchase organization. Plant specific means each plant have their own purchase organization. See, 1001, 2, 3, 4 I have created, so that each plant have different purchase. I will, in this case, I will not assign this to my company code. Okay, I will assign only to my plant, so that it will become plant specific. Okay, whatever required for materials required for this plant will be taken care by this purchase organization. Okay. Third one is the reference purchase organization. Okay, reference purchase organization is it is nothing but this one. Okay, decentral only. Okay, it's nothing but a plant specific only. See here 1001, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here also 1001. This is the plant name. This is the purchase organization name. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is a plant specific purchase organization only. Reference when we will create one more purchase organization for this all plants. See here 2000 I have created separate as a reference. I have created. Okay, why when we use this reference purchase organization means whenever we for example, same material will be procured for all the 4 plants. Let's take for example, laptop is a material which is required by all 4 plants. Okay, so what I will do, I will have a contract with one vendor. So I will take material for all my 4 plants. At that time, I will use this reference purchase organization. Okay. So that now I will get a discount, right? So that whenever same material will be procured for all the 4 plants, then I will use this reference purchase organization. Or else, as usual, these people are using this separate purchase organization, plant specific, remaining materials. Okay. Any doubts here? Any doubts, guys? Nandish, Nakul?
No, sir.
No problem, no problem.
Cool. Next comes purchase group. We need to define a purchase group. Purchase group means purchase group, he may be a buyer or the department. Buyer means who procures the material, right? We need to interact with vendor, we need to make the negotiations, everything is a buyer, or it may be a department also, like HR department. In a company, many departments will be there, right? HR department, admin department, okay? Production department, sales department, like different departments will be there. Okay, department wise also we can create the different purchasing groups, or else it may be a person also, individual person also. Okay, person who is responsible for all the procurement of a certain materials or services. Okay, for particular materials or services. This is purchase group. Okay, this everything we will create it in SAP today. Org structure will create. This is the organization structure we will call. We'll show this in system. Okay, let's enter into server. So once you enter your user ID and password, this screen will come. Okay, so this is the initial screen. Here we will enter all the T codes. T codes means transactions codes. Let's say, for example, if you want to create a purchase order, we will enter on separate T code. If you want to create a material, we will enter a separate T code. If you want to create material, I will enter MM01. Here you can add your favorites, whichever T code you want. You can add your favorites here. To add a favorite, go here, insert a transaction. Let's say I want to create a purchase order means ME21N. And I know it will come here. Like that, you can add different transaction codes. That is P codes you can add here into favorites, right? So where we will work, this is end users are working here, right? So whatever any configuration we need to do, we need to enter into application layer, right? How to enter into application layer? SPRO, SAP reference object, that is. Okay, SPRO T code will type and press enter. Okay, SAP reference implementation guide, click this one. SAP reference IMG means this screen will come right here. Here we'll do the all configurations. Okay, in real time, if end users are entering, right, these people don't have this access. If they type SPRO, transaction is failed, it will come down. Don't have access will come. So here we have, you can tell this IDS system as it's a 3-layer, but everything you will have in one system only. Everything we can do it here. End users, work also we can do, consultant work also we can do it. Right? To enter into application layer, SPROT code. So once we enter here, you can see here enterprise structure. So we are defining from scratch, right? So company code and all we need to define now, right? Because here finance consultant is not there, right? We need to define everything. Okay, see this enterprise structure, go here. Definition, financial accounting, go down. Here you can see, right, define a company. So execute this one. So I will define my company. Let's say, go to new entries here, click on new entries. I will define my company. Let's say Nandini Mill. Nandi, I will give Nandini Group of Industries. Nandini Group of Industries I will create. Company name I will give. Okay, this is name my company. I have not created company code. Okay, company I am creating. Here, you can give the detail address, country, IN, that is India. Okay, language key. If you want, you can go and search here. This is a drop down F4. Okay, here you can select the language. That is EN for English. Currency, you can do whichever currency you can do. Take INR. Okay, INR and do. Okay, city, Bangalore. Postal code is and all you want, you can enter. Street and all you can enter. Just enter and save. This is a save button, or else you can control S also you can do. Okay. In any configuration, if we are doing it in SAP, so it will come like this. This screen will come. So if you guys are doing right initially, this screen will come here, nothing will be there. What you need to do, you need to click here. Create a request. You need to click here. Here in short description, you can, I suggest you can enter your name. Just here I will enter Nandini project I will enter. So you guys can enter your name. So whatever transport request you are getting, so it will save under your name. Okay. Just press save. So here Nandini project will come here. So this configuration what we have made just now, I have created configuration, it will save in this number. Okay. Why it will save here? What is this transport request? Where we will use this one, we'll learn in project class. Okay. For now, you can understand whatever configuration we are doing, it will save in this number. Okay. So I will explain, or else you will get confused. I will explain on. Okay. Quickly, overview I will give. In SAP, we have 3 systems: development system, quality system, another one is quality server, another one is production server. Production server. Please, okay. Development server, quality server, production. In production server means these are end users are working here. Okay. End users are working in production server, live system. Manufacturing company, any company you take, end users are working in this system only. Okay. Let's say here they are working in 800 client. I told right 800 client. We are entering right, like they are working here. So we consultant will work in these 2 layers, development and quality. In development, we will do all the configurations. Here in quality server, this is different server, right? In quality server, we will do the testing and all. Many testing we need to do here. Once everything is passed, then this it will go to here production. In our case, to tell you simply, I have created company right in my system. Where I am creating in development system, I am creating development server, I am creating this company, no company, whatever configuration I made, this it is saved in this number, right? One number it is saved, this number. This is a TR, transport request we call TR shortcut. This number, that configuration is saved. Okay. This now that number we need to know move from development to quality, and then here again we need to do the testing in quality to, and then quality to production we need to move that configuration. Then only these people can work here, that company related activities. Okay, if we create a plant here in development server, again you need to test it in quality, and then this plant will go to production. How it will travel from here to here, here to here, through this number, that TR number. Okay, how exactly this process will happen in detail we'll see in project class. Okay, just enter here, you enter, my company code is saved. Okay, that I saved, I have created this one. Go back here, to go back this one. Okay, or else you can press F3 also in keys, F3 go back, or else this one back, you can see here F3. See here my Nandi came. Okay, only because 4 letters I need to enter in this code, in description whatever you want to write. Okay, Nandini Group of Industries, I have my company is created like that. Many people have created different companies. This is a shared server, right? Back. Okay, my company I have created. Now what I will do, I will create a company code. See here, edit, copy, delete, check company code is there, right? Here, go here and execute. Okay, here, once again, yeah. Here what will be, what SAP is suggesting, where I want here on here, okay, company I want, then here edit copy. So what SAP is suggesting, instead of SAP has given a best practice. Okay, so in that, whenever we are implementing now, for example in US we are going in, for US company we are going and implementing, means for US purpose they have already created company code, plant, everything they have created in SAP. Okay, so what SAP is suggesting, I have created everything. Okay, use my company code and you copy it to your company code. They are telling like that. Okay, whatever you are creating, we need to copy it from standard and we need to create our own company code we can create. Now I am creating a company code, right? So what I will do, I will copy, delete, check company code. Double click on this one. Here, the screen will come. Here, click on this one, copy org object. Okay. For this company code and all, real time we will not do this one. Okay. These people will do. FICO, finance people will do. For this one, many things are there. GL accounts we need to create, chart of account we need to create. Okay, variant, group variant, many things are there. I have created it for one standard company code. I will copy it from that, so that what this company code, everything will come, whatever we are creating it from. It will take some time, so all tables are copying. Yeah, you can see, right? From company code to company code, it's asking, right? From company code means I will take my standard company code. In different company, you can have 1000, 0001 like that. You can take standard company code. But now to practice here, you can use this one, SG02, because I have created everything, financial settings and all I have done. Okay, so my wife is a finance PICO consultant. She helped me, so everything I have created, so errors will not come. So all GL's account, everything I have created. Okay, so I will copy this SG02. This is company code, standard company code. You can tell. I will create my own company code. My own company code means, for example, this one I will create. This one, Nandini Milk. Nandini company I have created, right? Nandini Group of Industries. Nandini Group of Industries, I have created company. Okay, in that, I will create this one company code, one business I will create. Okay, you can create, these people have many business, means many things you can create. Right? So I will create this one, first one business. Nandini Milk I will create. Okay, company code. Nandini Milk company code will give alphanumeric 4 digit, right? NAC1. This NAC2. NAC2 I will give. Okay, and NAC2 is my company code. Okay. Just press this continue. I'm giving it, okay, name, I'm just code I'm giving, okay. Once this company code is created, I know I will go and I will edit it, whatever I want. Okay, just I'm copying all data from this company code, standard company code. Okay, just enter. It will ask, okay, you want to copy all the GL account which is created in that standard company code? Yes, copy. So, let's see. The reference, or you want to know INR is there. The reference company code has a local currency INR. Do you want to allocate different currency or INR is okay? It will ask. Okay, no, INR is okay. Just click no. Okay, just enter. Enter again. All data it is copied. Do you really want to transport the number ranges? Just click yes. All number range will copy. Number range means, for example, whatever we are creating, right? Purchase order, materials, vendor, one number will come down, right? Once we create a purchase order, right? That number, how we can set up in backend, okay? That and all, it will copy. So all tables are getting copied. In SAP, all data will save in tables, table wise. For example, material, when anything we are creating, everything will save in tables. Okay. See this company code I have created. See again, this one to come, right? PR. So Nandian project I already given. So it will save in the same number. Just enter. Okay. Just press S. Again enter. All tables are getting copied. 5-6 times. Enter. You can click that S button or else you can press enter. Okay. Enter. Enter. This and all you can ignore. Okay. Remember. All data is copying from that my standard SG02 to my company code. NAC2, right? Enter. See, company code SG02 copied to NAC2. You see here, all data copied from this company code to my company code. Okay. Enter. Go back. My copying is done. Now I will edit my company code. Go to edit company code here. Here I will search my company code. Go to position. How to search? Go to position. How you can search, or else Control F you can do. Position. Company code. What is my company code? NAC2. Just I have created, right? Enter. So it will come here, right? See, but name is different is coming, right? Signature training. But it is copied from that one SGG2, right? That's why same name is coming. I need to edit it. To edit, double click on it. It will open like this. Now I will delete this one. I will give my new name, my company code name. And let me milk. Okay, this is my company code. Bangalore INR, this one, and I will not change. Go to here, address bar. Here you will see, right? Screen address here. Okay, here I will edit. Okay, Bangalore currency, everything is okay. Just press enter and save. Okay, again, no, anything we are saving, right? This will come. Just press enter. My company code is created. I have created and I have edited it. Right? And then milk I have created. Now what I need to do? Next step, plant I will create. Right? Next step is I will create a plants. Under this Nandini milk, I will create plant. To create a plant, we need to go here, logistic general. Right? Logistic general, we need to go here. From here onwards, our work will come. We send all finance people. Okay. So our work will start in organization structure from here. Go to logistic general. Here again, we need to copy from standard, right? Define, copy, delete, check plant is there. Execute this one. So instead of going define, I will copy from standard. Copy, delete, check plant. Again, same thing. Here, I have created standard plant SGP1. SG02 is the standard company code. You can note it down SG02, and I will copy from plant. Plant also SGP1. That plant I will copy and I will create my own plant. My plant is Bangalore plant. I will create this one. Yeah, this company code I have created, right? NAC2 I have created. I have named this one. NAC2. Now I will create this Bangalore plant. I will give NAP1. I will give. Okay. This plant 1, NAP2, plant 2. 2 plants I will create. Okay. Okay. I press this one, right? It is from plant to plant. It is coming from plant. SGP1. This is a standard plant. Okay. I will copy and I will create my own plant. That is NAP1. NAP1. This one plant I'm creating. Just enter. Enter. You want to transfer number here. Okay. Center. Plant is created. Plant SGP1 copied to my plant NAP1. Okay. Now what I need to do? I need to edit it. Just enter. Okay. Go back. Here to edit, I need to go here, define plant. Go here. I will search my plant position. Plant NAP1. See, again signature is coming, right? So I need to edit it. So delete Bangalore operations. Bangalore operations, I will create this as a plant. Okay. Here, no need to do anything here. Just click this one. Address, detail address will be here. Okay. Repeat Bangalore operations. Okay. Nothing I will change. Your telephone number, everything will be there. Okay. Center and save. My plant is created. And okay. Plant is created. So one plant like this, you can create a number of plants. How you are creating? Same again. I need to copy from standard and I need to create. Go here and edit. Plant I will create in future. If you require, I will create different plants. Okay. So what is done? Company code, plant is done. Now what I need to do? I need to create a storage locations, right? Storage locations. We need to go here. Material management. Go here. Here maintain storage location. Why maintain? Storage locations will come under plant only. That's why it is asking plant. Okay. Storage location does not have its own existence, so it will come under plant only. Okay. Which plant you want to maintain storage location? It is asked. My plant is NAP1. Enter. Okay. Here, whatever existing is there now, you can delete. Select like this and delete. This is delete. Anything we are saving and deleting, this. Okay. We need to save. Once we save, this will come. Enter and ignore. Now go to new entries. I will create storage locations. Let's say S1, okay, S2, storage location 2, storage location 3. I will create. Okay, let's say raw material I will create separate. Semi-finished I will create separate. Finished I will create separate. And then you can create a few more. For spare parts you can create separate. For scrap material you can create separate. Yeah. Scrap material you can create separate. So once you create, just press enter and save. Save. Right. Now, so location is done. Now what we need to do? We need to create a purchase organization. Purchase organization I explained right here. Central purchase organization, decentral, right? Central means for all the 4 plants, only one purchase organization is responsible. Like 1,000 is there, no? To become it a central purchase organization, we need to assign this to company code, right? So I will create one central purchase organization. Now, click here, maintain purchase organization, execute. Go to new entries directly. Here, let's take NAC3. NAC3 I will do. Okay, this is my purchase organization. NAC2 is my company code. Okay, NAC3 I will do purchase organization. Central purchase organization. Okay, so enter. I will just give the name here and save it. By clicking it here, it will not become central purchase organization. How it will become central purchase organization? I can write anything here, right? I need to assign, right? Everything I need to assign. Assign this to my company code. Assign this to my company code. My company code is Nandini Milk, NAC2. Okay, here in company code Nandini Milk I was creating, right? One company code. Let's ignore, delete this one. Okay, this is my company code. One plant I have created, NAP1. Okay, and then I'm creating purchase organization. That is NAC3. This is my purchase organization. Purchase organization. This is central purchase organization I want to create. To become this one a central purchase organization, I need to assign this to my company code, Nandini Milk. Then whatever plants under this company code, everything will become, everything will be procured by this one only, NAC3, central purchase organization. Okay, so I have saved it. Now what I need to do, I need to assign it everything now. So I have created company code, plant I have created, and then purchase organization I have created. Right? Everything I will assign now. To assign, I will go back here. See, we went here inside definition. Okay, in that financial accounting, we have defined a company, we have defined here company code, and then here logistics general we went, and then here we have defined second one, plant. Okay, went inside and done the changes, and then in material management we went in this one we have done storage location, purchase org. Now we will assign everything. Go back, see here assignment. Let's go here, financial accounting. Assign company code to company. Execute. My company, I need to assign to my company code, right? Here. My company code I am assigning to my company. This company. This is my company. NAND. Nandi. This is my company, right? This is my company code I am assigning to this. Why I need to assign? Let's say in this company I am having different businesses, means I need to identify, right? Which one is it? That's what I will assign here. Go to position. I will find my company code. NAC2 is my company code. NAC2 it come Bangalore. I will write my company name Nandi. Enter and save. Just press enter. Back. Next one is this is done. Go here, logistics general. Assign plant to company code. Why I need to assign this one? Let's say in under company code I am having many plants. So because everything you need to assign it to one company code, right? Let's take different people have different company codes, right? So which one is responsible for which one, right? That's why we need to link it everything in SAP. Assign plant to company code. Go here. So first I will go to position. Just check NAP1. This is my plant, right? Okay, see here. NAP1 is assigned to this SG02. See here, company code is SG02. Why? Because I copied the data from this company code, right? So here also it is copied everything. I don't want this one. I will select this one, I will delete. I want to assign it to my company code, right? Let's save it. Anything you are deleting, you need to save. Then go to new entries. In company code, you can enter your company code, NAC2. Okay, see it is coming. In plant, you can enter your plant, NAP1. Just press enter. So both will pick. And then operation, your plant is assigned to your company code. Save it. Okay, back. Now comes material management. Go here, management. We will assign, but no purchase organization. We need to assign. Storage location. Why you are not assigning? Because it's already we have assigned plant to company code, right? Storage location will come under plant, so automatically it will also assign. Okay. So then we need to do assign purchase organization to company code and assign a purchase organization to plant also. If we want to create our purchase organization to be central purchase organization, we need to do this both steps. Assign purchase organization to company code as well as assign purchase organization to plant. If we want to create a decentral purchase organization that is plant specific, then no need to do this first step. We need to do the only second step, this one, assign purchase organization to plant only. Then it will become plant specific. Okay. Both the cases, central and decentral, this assigning purchase organization to plant is common. Okay. Assign purchase organization to company code. Since I am doing this one, right? central purchase organization. That's why I need to assign it to company code. My purchase organization is what? NAC3. Search here. See, NAC3 central purchase organization is there. Go in company code. You can enter your company code. NAC2. Just enter. And then you can just save it. Assignment is done. Now I need to assign it to my plant also. Okay, assign purchase organization to plant. Execute. Here we will go to new entry. Okay. New entry. Purchase organization is NAC3. My plant is NAP1. Just press. Both will pick. Save. Okay. Here our interface structure assignment is over. Okay, everything is will be linked now. Okay. Any doubts here? Guys, any doubts?
No, Akshay, not now. While practicing, if we get some doubt, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Any other doubts? Deepika, Vishnu, Govardhan, Mukul.
No, Akshay, same.
Yeah. Okay. So to here you can practice. Okay. Next class, tomorrow's class, we'll start the material master. Okay. Before that, I will just give an overview here. So what we have done the enterprise structure for a company. Okay. So in SAP now, 3 datas will be there. One is master data. Another one is transaction data. Application data. Or else configuration data, you can tell. Configuration data. Okay. So master data means, transaction data means day-to-day end users are using, right? In all companies, this is transaction data. Creating purchase order, creating different interacting with different vendors, receiving the goods received, everything. Okay. In P2P cycle, right? These all are transaction data. Okay. Batch management, many things will come. To do this one, so we need require some master data in SAP, right? We need to maintain materials. We need to maintain the vendors. Some material vendor price. We need to maintain these. Everything we will then for that we will create a master data. Okay, in this one material master will come. Many master data will come. Okay, so to all these things we need to do the configuration, right, in backend. That is SPRO. We have just entered and then configuration, right, like that. So every transaction data and master data we need to do the backend configuration. That will be done in application layer. That is configuration data. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start with this master data. Okay, this one material master data. This one is done. Okay, tomorrow we'll start this one. Once this master data is over, then I will start the project class. Actual first project class I will start. Initially, I explained, right, how actually company will approach to, for example, Nandini Milk want to implement SAP means how they will approach, they will approach the project company like IBM, Wipro, like this. How they will approach, how they will come, CDs will come, how they will start implementation, what and all meetings will happen. Everything in detail, step by step, we will learn in project class. Okay, for that you have to understand up to here. But then we will go. Then one project class, one this one, like this we will go. Okay. Any doubts before closing? Clear, right, guys? So this, it will, you need to practice. Okay, initial 2-3 classes will be heavy. So once you enter, practice these all things, you'll get.
No, okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, then I'll wrap up the session. Okay.
Okay, sir. No, sir.
Tomorrow same time we will meet 8 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If you guys are practicing, if you guys have any doubts, you can put it in group. Okay, so that once I will solve, so other people also will know. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I have given a server access to all these guys, so you can work on that one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay. Thank you.